All right, excellent afternoon. Every adult was once a child. So let me start the show this afternoon by saying Happy Children's Day to us all. To us all.
Happy Children's Day.
We were kids.
I tell everybody.
Lolo,
happy Children's Day. Kike, happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
We should have brought lollipop. We're our parents' children. Of course.
All right, welcome to yet another exciting, educating, and entertaining show on live television today. This is the show where conversations are real, and yes, it's Real Talk with Kike. My name remains Kike Lomatandao, and I'm so excited today because, you know, today is Children's Day. I think we should just try to, you know,
to be a child.
To be a child a little bit. But of course, I have my exciting co-host, my aunt. And therefore, they say don't say hi. How are you doing, Efo?
I'm great, Kike.
Good to see you.
Good afternoon, viewer. It's good to have you on Real Talk with Kike. You're in for a bumper show today.
Wow.
Welcome.
All right.
That's nice.
All
right, me too. I'm going to say excellent afternoon to everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
The child in you.
The conversation today will be very childish.
You know.
That's a nice one, guys. So, all right, you know, call it Children's Day special, call it Real Talk with Kike, call it whatever you want to call it.
Yes,
Kike loves children, Lolo loves children, Efo loves children. You are permitted today to call it, name it any name that comes to mind, especially when it comes to today's episode. It's all about the future of our children, and today we'll be having, you know, quite a number of different segments when it comes to different areas of our children. But I think it's important for us to quickly listen to On This Day in History.
Yeah,
please
something always happens.
Yeah.
On this day in history, 27th of May 1967, exactly 54 years ago, General Yakubu Gowon announced further subdivision of Nigeria into 12 states. This includes subdivision of the eastern region, which will undermine its political power. This further paved way for the 36 states we have and the geopolitical zones we have today.
All right, therefore, on this day in history, what's the submission?
On this day in history is, it's amazing how we have evolved as a nation, you know, only for you to know that, you know, the country was broken into 12 states and we grew to 36 states, and God in heaven knows how many more states we're going to have in the future. Nobody knows. Anything can happen in Nigeria, you know. So question now is, even with Nigeria being 36 states, what have we achieved? What have we achieved? Because some of those states are not viable. They're not. So,
you know, I was just going to pick up from there that some states are really, I won't call it unnecessary, but we need to amalgamate some states as in add them up together, because standing on their own, it's not really giving us what we want. So even if we had kept it at 12 states, maybe it would have been nicer.
Exactly.
But now that we've broken it into fragments, can we solidify it again?
You never know. You don't know when anything can happen. With everything that is happening while the Yoruba nation are calling for their own, and the Biafra people are saying
Nigeria is disintegrating.
So maybe Lagos State and Ogun State could decide to say they want to merge, or Lagos State can decide to say they want to stay by themselves.
They are big enough.
We'll see how it goes.
We're big enough.
Yes.
We're big enough.
We'll see how it goes.
For people like us, we are from the Salekolo, we got time.
Oh God, you're so proud of that. Kike is so proud of that heritage. She needs to go down.
And she calls it fool, you know.
Before we get to our discussion today, it's important for us to take a message from our sponsors. Please listen, stay with us.
People, they ask me, say, when they make me smile, I tell them people say how I love plenty, just like 1,000 smiles.
Waiting for 7 months, was far too long. Echo Hotels and Suites is back with the same passion to take care of me in the same good old way, and even better.
It's been a long time, sir.
Far too long.
To make up for all the time they were truly missed.
The new look Amstel Motor, and introducing new Amstel Motor Ultra, the first ever no added sugar malt. Both made from the best quality ingredients, have a world-class name, and are good for you. Amstel Motor and new Amstel Motor Ultra with no added sugar. Be your best.
The show is in two parts today. We've got two young persons that will speak on the topic Child Rights Act, and they are Raphael and Sherifat. I think Raphael Ikuyimu and
like
Sherifat Umo. They would come here to pronounce their last name properly. I apologize. Let's take a quick look at our profile. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, we have Raphael Ukuyimu. Did I pronounce that name well? Yeah, it's like yes, she's the child rights advocate and executive director for Preach a Child Initiative. He was also a one-day governor of Lagos State. He will be telling us a lot about that. And of course, our second guest today is the incumbent speaker of Lagos State Children's Parliament. That's Sherifat Umar. Both will be discussing the topic on Child Rights Act. It's nice to have you both in the studio today. How do you feel? 18 years ago, Nigeria adopted the Child Rights Act, and that was during the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo. But it's rather strange that since then, not all the states have, domesticated the law. So, as at the last court, only 25 out of the 36 states have implemented it. So states like Kebbi, Kano, Katsina, Bauchi, Yobe, Adamawa, and a whole lot of them like that are yet to jump on the train of helping children have access to better things in the society for implementing this law. So, a report also came by UNICEF, which shows that Nigeria ranks high in the number of child marriages in Africa, with an estimated number of 23 million girls and women married off in in their childhood. So today we will be having a conversation within the young minds with us, you both in the studio, on different areas of the Child Rights Act and how to create a better future for you guys. So my first question to you, I think before I start, let me say that I'm proud of you both. And I commend Lagos State government for having to have made such a welcoming inclusion for you children in the state, for you guys to practice what we understand as human rights, and especially when it comes to legislative contribution to the growth and to the growth and development of the affairs of the children. And of course, you've represented them well. I think before I ask you my first question, so I don't keep talking, let me allow my colleague Lolo to be the one to ask the first question.
Well, it's an honor to be to see the both of you, and I'm so happy what you're doing. Let's talk about youth and leadership. What's your idea of leadership? Because you've been opportune to be champions on particular causes. What would you say is your take on leadership? If we're going to look at it based on Nigerian context.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for having me. It's a pleasure to be in your midst. I remain myself, Raphael Ikuyeminu. For me, leadership is the ability to take decisions and make steps for the good of not just yourself, but for the people around you. It starts with the consciousness that you do not live for yourself. It is beyond being in a position of power. Leadership is first a state of selflessness, all right? Seeing yourself as someone that is meant to be an impact to your immediate environment, all right? So it starts from then it grows into, then living for others, putting yourself on the line just to make people become better. And in doing so, you would develop yourself in the process, and you would become better. I like to link it to the scripture that says, "Seek ye first the kingdom, and every other thing shall be added." Now, the kingdom, there is no kingdom without people. What makes a kingdom is the people living in it. So when you seek how to help people, how to make people become better and make their lives become better, every other thing that we chase out for on a daily basis, the wealth, the fame, and every other thing shall be added onto
I like this the textbook definition and understanding. Would you say that the leadership in Nigeria explains what you just interpreted for us?
It doesn't. It is far different from it. The general perspective of leadership is being in a position of power where you control and then you rule and all of that. But it's time we started shifting our ideology of the term leadership to, first of all, selflessness. All right, so that is my take on it.
All right, many thanks for that submission, and I think it's important for me to bring you back to what the focus of to this show is, which is Child Rights Act. So what does it mean to both of you? Because this question, I'm directing it to both of you. And what are the privileges that it has given you in terms of the protection of you guys and other children in the state? Sherifat, let me start with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I remember my humble self, Umar Sherifat, aka Madam Speaker.
Hey. You gotta punch it, put the respect on the name.
I'm the current Speaker of the Lagos State Children's Parliament, like you know. Well, it's a privilege to have been blessed with unique Homo sapien in this country, or let me say Lagos State to be precise, giving we, the students or the children, the privilege to partake in things affecting us, or things we know will be of help, or things we know we can do for the development of our country or our state to be precise. So I see this as a privilege because, let me say, when I was inaugurated as the 6th Speaker of the Lagos State Children's Parliament, I never knew there was anything called Children's Parliament. I knew I was just participating in the competition from one stage to another, in fact, reading all night for the competition. Well, it's a privilege to be the Speaker, and I see it as an opportunity for us to voice out, to say things we know can be beneficial to the students and bring their voices, because we are representing them, and everything that we do must be in favor of those that are less privileged. So that's what I see. Like it's indeed a very, very privilege, because I don't even know how to express myself, but I know I'm very, very happy being the Speaker of the Children's Parliament.
All right, many thanks for that. Sorry, I am Efo on this. You know, given your involvement at the Children's Parliament, just like you've emphasized now, you know, what are the limits and the restriction that you can say that it has, as in terms of exercise when it comes to the right of the child in the state? What are the restrictions you think that you face and you think that is stopping you from your deliverables?
Let me just put it this way. We might have some project, or let me say things we want to pour out, things we want to do for the less privileged, but there are some certain restrictions. You know, no matter what you do, you have to look at your coordinators. If they do not give you the go ahead, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm just seeing it like probably we are being denied to execute most of the things we want to do. Not like they are not telling us not to participate or do what we want to do, but before we can do them, it will take let me say a lot of effort, hard work, dedication, writing letter, going here and here for us to make, for us to make sure that that program is successful. I see it as, let me just put it this way, like we are being, like we are inside our shells, like we're not able to express ourselves very, very well. So I'll be very, very happy if that will be looked into, whereby I'll be given the privilege to do anything, if that thing would be very, very productive.
All right.
Can you, in just one sentence, just tell us, you're talking about the bottlenecks, you know, in the structure of leadership, you know, just pinpoint one particular thing, because the governor is probably listening to you at this point, or maybe those in charge of the ministry are listening to you at this point. Just say it exactly the way it is, because this is Real Talk with Kike. Don't be afraid of anything. We're all here to make it work.
What would you want to see done better? Like
what exactly? What is that bottleneck? What's holding you back from expressing yourselves like you said?
There was this group I created on WhatsApp. I named the group Voice of the Voiceless, whereby we have the parliamentarians and non-parliamentarians, because we can come together to bring ideas and hear from those that are not from the parliamentarians. But there was a day someone was asking me this question, Sherifat, were you the one that, let me just say, you guys come together to just pick a leader? Were you the one that named yourself Madam Speaker? In fact, I was very shocked. So you've never heard about the word Children's Parliament, though it's not very, very, let me say, people don't really know about what they call Children's Parliament. In fact, let me say, only 5 or 10% of the students of Lagos State know that there is an existing parliament. So if the government can just help us by, let me say, publicizing the Children's Parliament, giving us the privilege to go to schools and, let me say, talk to them about the Children's Parliament. Tell them that there is a body that is representing them, for them to look into the problems they are facing. I'll be very, very glad if that will be looked into, because As at then, I was shattered. I don't know the exact answer to give that person. The person that was asking, was I the one that named myself Madam Speaker? In fact, people don't really know that being the speaker, in fact, it's not an easy task. Tell
us about it.
They don't want to know that before I became the speaker, it was very, very tough for me, but all thanks to God, because it was because of His glory, because of His good works. But
well done.
People need to know that there's a children's parliament.
Well done.
So we've listened to Sherifat thus far with a lot of revelation that she has shared with us. So what developments and what provisions do you look forward to seeing going forward to the existing legislation and support for children across Nigeria, not just Lagos State?
Okay, first of all, I would like to establish the fact that the Children's Parliament is a step in the right direction, because it is part of the participation rights of children. Now, the Child's Rights Act can be enshrined into 4 baskets. We have the development rights, the protection rights, the survival rights, and then the participation rights. And this Children's Parliament is connected to the participation rights of children, which is children participating in government and decision making. And then first of all, having it domesticated in all the West states would be a thumbs up to the government, because we hear cases of children being molested and abused on a regular and daily basis, and you find out that the awareness is not even there, that because laws cannot be enforced if they don't exist. All right, so if being demonstrated by the rest of the states, okay, then there is something to enforce. The reason why children are being abused and nothing is being done about it is because the laws are not even there to be enforced. So I think it is the first step, and then the Children's Parliament should go beyond being a ceremonial body. I think there is so much that because I am the 5th Speaker of Lagos State Children's Parliament, so I know I understand what it means to be a young person trying to create a change. All right, children. I'm no longer a child, but then yes, I'm no longer a child, but then there is something. There is something characterized by childhood, and that's the ability to dream and create pictures and create a future that is beyond the extraordinary. And I think the average Nigerian child is being limited in terms of the ability to dream. All right, because there is this general perception that a child is ignorant, is naive, he does not know his left from his right, so he or she cannot take steps or make decisions. But I stand to correct that notion, because I have been there before, and I knew the things that were running through my mind, the initiatives and everything that they were going to now. So if only we had the platform and the opportunity to express these gifts and express these things that we have inside of us, I think Nigeria would be at a better level than it is today. Because in a couple more years, these children will become teenagers, and the next they will become youth, and then they will become the leaders of this country. Absolutely. And there is no better time to start pushing them and training them and giving them platform than now.
All right, many thanks. How old are you again?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. All right. We'll go on a quick break and return after a word from our sponsors. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
People, they ask me, say, when they make me smile, I tell them people, say, how I love plenty, just like 1,000 smiles.
Waiting for 7 months was far too long. Accra Hotels and Suites is back with the same passion to take care of me in the same good old way. And even better.
It's been a long time, sir.
Far too long.
To make up for all the time they were truly missed.
Amstel Malta. And introducing New Amstel Malta Ultra, the first ever no added sugar malt. Both made from the best quality ingredients, have a world-class name, and are good for you. Amstel Malta and New Amstel Malta Ultra with no added sugar. Be your best.
All right, welcome back. The show is Real Talk, and I would like to remind you all that you can be part of this conversation by calling our studio line 080-988-774-77400, and it's showing on your screen right now. And also you can make comments on our social media platform. We are live on Real Talk with Kike YouTube and Facebook page, and of course on Silverbird YouTube page. We're streaming live. You can also be part of this conversation. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, Real Talk with Kike. So listening to both of you thus far, I can say that I'm truly proud of you guys. But according to Section 5, every child has a right of freedom of association and peaceful assembly in conformity with the law, in accordance with the necessity or the necessary guidance and direction of his parents and the guidance. So how do you want to advise all the children out there on how not to abuse their freedom of association and setting a good example for themselves? Because earlier you were talking about how children need to take ownership in terms of knowing their left from right, but quite a number of them do not also understand the direction without the guidance of their parents. How do you think they need to move forward?
Well, I think there is so much our parents can do, because they would only train us and guide us based on their level of experience and knowledge. But then I think it starts from a sense of higher purpose and calling for the child, because very often than not, you will relate to people and situations based on how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as a global change maker, as a leader, so to speak, you will tend to you would not react to things in a normal or rude or harsh way. So I think it's firstly a self-perception. How you see yourself determine how you react to people and certain things, regardless of the environment you're born in. I was born and bred in a Jebule. All right, so that is one of the most interesting things, born in Lagos. All right, so regardless of where I was coming from, I knew that there is more to my life than where I am currently. All right, so that gave me a sense, it gave me a shift. So it determined the association that I created for myself, the things that I had to do, and with the help of God and grace of God, He has put me in places, in spaces where I can explore my gifts and my potentials, and we are still in the journey, and I give all the glory to God. Yeah. So it starts from, you know, a sense of higher purpose. First for yourself, then it will reflect in the way you react to people and things.
Very excellent. I like the way your thoughts are channeled. I would like to talk to the lady. You know, we've had a lot of cases of abuse in recent times, and the girl child seems to be the focus. Do you think we have enough laws, you know, to stop this from happening? Or do you think that is the parents that have issues? Or do you think it's the children themselves or the girl children? What is your thoughts on things around this issues?
There is this saying that for every problem, there's always a solution. But I think the very big mistake we all are making now is we don't really know our rights. We don't know what we are entitled to. We don't know what we are enjoying as a children or a citizen of this particular country. Because fine, you are a girl child, you are being molested. Because if you are the person that knows what you are supposed to do, what you are entitled to, or the right you are expected to enjoy, once you know everything, it will be very, very easy for you to, let me say, report to the police. Well, it is obvious, let me just say, our country is really corrupt. Yeah, that's just the perspective. Because how could a child, a girl child, being molested, go to report to someone he or she can confide in? And on getting there, the person might be like, well, don't worry, let's just leave that person. Let's make sure that matters dies there, which is not supposed to be done that way. Because I can use myself as an instance.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to say this, but it has been boiling in me for so long, and I've never gotten someone to confide in. Let me just say, like, I play football.
Okay.
And most of the coaches, they usually let us know that as a female, if you want to become successful in this football, you have to do some things. In fact, I was like, probably we have to pay money before you can, let me say, travel out from this country. But I was shocked on finding out that
no, this is real talk.
Yeah, I understand.
So what exactly did they say at that point to you?
Yeah, they want to have
your live TV.
Sexual favor.
Yes, your live TV. Say it so that we can curb this.
You have to.
Issues.
You have to have sex with the coach before you can. It's actually like it's mentally draining. That was one of the main reasons that made me, let me say, draw back from putting more energy, like the way I used to play football, because I was, let me say, I was talented with it. I never started training. I just started from somewhere, from playing, let me say, plastic around the street. Then I discovered that I can do better if I go to training. Then I started by going to training, going to Ghana to play football, and from there, in fact, I was molested. At times, my coach would beat me, telling me that you have to do this, you have to do that. He would even be using, let me say, the captain post to be telling me, see, if you do not do this, you will not be the captain. If you do not do that, you will not be the captain. And I was like,
but do you think, you know, when we make these accusations, is it that they are begging your understanding, or they think you cannot speak for yourself?
Yes. Then, if not because I was, let me say, I was this positive-minded person, because there is no way, no matter how you try convincing me, if I know this thing is going to be productive, this is the thing I know is right, no matter how, it will be very difficult for that person to, let me say, yes. So then, I called, there is this person, he was one of my teachers in secondary school. He was the only person, though he's a man, he was the only person I told about it. In fact, he was the one that told me, he said I should stop playing football. But then, the passion I had for football, like, I don't even know how to express it, because if I did not play a ball for a particular day, the kind of weakness I will have, the kind of, let me say, the kind of feelings I will have among my peers is not really there. But as at then, I started, let me say, my game started falling. Like, at times I'll play, I'll fall down, and all the thoughts kept, let me say, coming on my mind. I don't even know how to explain it. Not until I came back from Ghana. Then me and my principal had the canter. I was like, you went to Ghana for a whole section, you were not in school, you were not having classes with your classmates. So then I wanted to go back, because I came back to Nigeria to do some things. A teacher of mine actually called me, and let me say, she counseled me, Sherry, you know, for one to become successful, though it's always good to, let me say, exhibit your talent and find more things to do about it, but you know that education comes first. So I was like, you can just make sure you have your senior certificate, your WAEC certificate, then from there you can go and continue with your football. So I had to stop. That was when I went for the Lagos State Children's Parliament competition. That was when I won the speaker. My principal was even laying emphasis that had it been you were still in Ghana,
you wouldn't have been able to make this.
Yes. So then I was like, if I go to Ghana now, like in fact I have much to say. I have the privilege, because I am already the speaker, and I know those I can call that will be of help concerning that stuff. In fact, I've been planning to do some things, but
you have to get on it. You have to get on it.
So, Sherifat, many thanks for sharing your personal story with us about some of the restrictions that a girl child faces, especially when it comes to dealing with the adults around them, and that can give you restriction when it comes to you also developing yourself. But I must ask, you know, while you were speaking, you were talking about how you confided in your coach, and I'm curious to know the kind of relationship you have with your mother, with your parents. Did you ever share such story with your mother? And if not, why? Is it that you don't have that kind of close relationship with your parents?
I have a close relationship with my parents, but then I was ignorant. I wasn't really cancelled because I know if I should just tell my mom concerning this, she will say I should stop playing football. And I was determined then to really go places without my talents. So on getting there, it was a PhD teacher in my junior school. He's a man. He was the one I told. I don't know. There was a time I had a problem with my Facebook, so I told him about it. Then he helped me logged in with his phone. And after logging in, he saw some of my chats. So when he asked me, like concerning this stuff, in fact, I wanted to lie to him that this wasn't the way it is. This was the way it was. So then I had to start hiding myself in my shell. Then I discovered that if you have something within you that is bothering you, if you fail to tell someone, you are just like a driver driving with no specific direction. So then I had to tell the man concerning everything that I know is bothering me. There was even a particular...
Have you sighted the man since then? Have you seen the man since then?
Yeah, in fact.
And how did you feel when you saw the man?
It was a privilege. We do converse. He was my teacher in the secondary school. He was my teacher, so I used to tell him concerning the things I'm facing when I was even in charge. So he actually cancelled me. Though people were like, wow, like the close relationship then, it was obvious. People were like, why am I close with this person? But within me, they don't know what I'm achieving.
I'm sorry, I need to interject. This molestation you're talking about happened in Ghana.
Not only in Ghana. It happened here.
It also happened here.
Yes.
So
all right.
we corner it and call it an African thing.
Yes.
So that at least when we're looking for solutions,
all right. So I think this leads me to the next question. I know quite a number of time we concentrate on the girl child, and the male child is equally important as well. And the rights, there is a section 10 in Lagos State that backs the right of the child. No child should be subjected to physical or mental or emotional injury, or what's it called, abuse, neglect, or maltreatment, and including sexual abuse as well. So with the level of insecurity, adoption of students going on, and sexual abuse all over the world, I don't want to just say Nigerian alone, what do you have to say regarding the government and the authority right now when it comes to leadership and the protection of the children?
Well, frankly speaking, the government is not doing enough, because we still have these cases on the rise, and it is alarming with the cases of abuse. You see people wear nice clothes and then they're walking on the road, but you cannot tell what they are going through in their homes, in their houses. And with the COVID-19 and lockdown and everything, these things have actually skyrocketed, and it is preposterous what is actually going on. So for me, I think what the government can do, first of all, is create the awareness, the enlightenment that these children have rights. All right, we've been talking for quite a while now that it should be inculcated in primary and secondary school curriculum. The Child's Rights Act should be inculcated in their curriculum, but I guess it's in the pipeline, but we're yet to see it into effect, because you cannot enforce what you don't know. So the awareness has to be there. They need to be educated on their rights, so that when an abuser is coming or trying to play tricks on them, they are aware that, okay, this is what this person is trying to do, and they need the necessary actions to take, the necessary steps to take. All right, but because if you check most of these cases of abuse, you'll find out that these children that are victimized, they are not aware. All right, the awareness is not there that, okay, this is wrong. Because one of the major things that the abuser would do, the abuser would try to put it to you that it is your fault, that what this thing that happened to you, you are the cause of it. That's why you hear cases of you wearing indecent dressings, or they will find a way to put it back to you. So the awareness is the first thing that has to be done. It should be inculcated in its curriculum, and then the Child's Rights Act should be fully enforced in all levels, the state government, the federal government, and the local government level. It should be enforced. All
right, many thanks for that submission again. Thank you so much, Sherifat and Raphael, for being on the show today. It's an honor to have both of you, especially with what you're doing thus far. I'll say well done. And I was going to ask you a personal question because you're a funky Elijah, but because there's no time, I have to wrap up. We'll go on a quick break and return after a word from our sponsors. Please stay with us. You don't want to miss this.
People they ask me, say, where did they make me smile? I tell them people say, how I love plenty, just like 1,000 smiles.
Waiting for 7 months was far too long. Echo Hotels and Suites is back with the same passion to take care of me in the same good old way, and even better.
It's been a long time, sir.
Far too long.
To make up for all the time they were truly missed.
The new look Amstel Motor, and introducing new Amstel Motor Ultra, the first ever no added sugar malt. Both made from the best quality ingredients, have a world-class name, and are good for you. Amstel Motor and new Amstel Motor Ultra with no added sugar. Be your best.
Let us agree you're looking for a platform where conversations are live, real, honest, and direct. Then join Kike Lomo Atondaowo and her exciting co-hosts every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on Silverbird Television. Join these super team live as they explore fresh issues from around the world and contemporary topics of national importance. Together, they will analyze topics with experts, statesmen, and stakeholders, giving you insights, knowledge, and up-to-date facts you never thought possible. Real Talk with Kike, where conversations are real. On this day in history, 27th of May 1967, exactly 54 years ago, General Yakubu Gowon announced further subdivision of Nigeria into 12 states. This includes subdivision of the eastern region, which will undermine its political power. This further paved way for the 36 states we have and the geopolitical zones we have today. Looking for a platform where conversations are live, real, honest, and direct. Then join Kike Lomo Atondaowo and her exciting co-hosts every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on Silverbird Television. Join these super team live as they explore fresh issues from around the world and contemporary topics of national importance. Together, they will analyze topics with experts, statesmen, and stakeholders, giving you insights, knowledge, and up-to-date facts you never thought possible. Real Talk with Kike, where conversations are real.
People they ask me, say, where did they make me smile? I tell them people say, how I love plenty, just like 1,000 smiles.
Waiting for 7 months was far too long. Echo Hotels and Suites is back with the same passion to take care of me
same good old way. And even better.
It's been a long time, sir.
Far too long.
To make up for all the time they were truly missed.
Welcome. Many thanks for staying with us, and of course we have to feature the orchestra group of Grange School, Lagos, Nigeria. They were joined the best orchestra at the Museum Music competition in 2020. And Ayomi Kwasi will be opening the floor for us today. Ayomi Kwasi, open floor for you.
Good afternoon, esteemed viewers. Happy Children's Day. My name is Ayomi Posi Jimmy Adetono, and I'm a student of Grange School. The Grange Orchestra will be presenting 5 songs: Olorun Awa Oke, Obladi Oblada, Nigerian Song Medley, Gospel Medley of the Song of the Soldiers and Conquerors Awi, and medley of Oh Be Careful, Oh When the Saints and Guantanamera. Please enjoy as you listen. Thank you.
This is the best Children's Day ever that I have experienced.
Oh my God.
Many thanks to you guys for at least creating time to be here. And of course, I must give kudos to the tutors as well.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are doing a wonderful job.
Well
Thank you for educating them. Thank you for creating time to teach them about the importance of instruments, the importance of music. May God continue to bless the work of your hands.
Amen.
And I pray that you children, one day you'll be at the position where you will impact other people after you. Well done, Olakbose and the rest of you all. I think this is where we'll come to the end of today's episode. It's been great to, to say that we've had a wonderful segment.
Yes,
we've had different parts of the segment.
Excellent.
And I must say that my co-host and of course, Raphael, Sherifat, and the peoples of Grain School made today's Children's Day episode truly special. And you guys did a wonderful job. Again, you made today a wonderful memory that we can never forget anytime soon. I think this is where I draw the curtains of today's show. But before I go, I think I just want to say that our editor, our producer will be leaving us to another news house, and I want to say that we're going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I know you joined us a bit late, but I must say that it's important for you when you work with people who understand your vision. You work with people who are also patient, and you also work with people who can also tap into what you stand for, and especially when it comes to power of character. On that note, I wish you the very best in all your endeavors. You will definitely be missed. I will miss you, and I will say before let's scream Happy Children's Day! Happy Children's Day! All right, bye now. Bye guys. You can wave to the camera. You can wave to the camera. Bye now.
They can play us out.